No. All right, so today we're going to start a project where we are going to be doing one of two things. We are either going to illustrate a word or we are going to illustrate a very short phrase. Now, by illustrating a word, I mean that if a word, so like, for instance, like bounce, then you would make the letters look like they're bouncing across the page. So what we're going to do, like this one says it is heartbroken, or we have grotesque, or tree, so we have part of it looks like a tree. So we're describing the word that's there. All right, so we've got magnified, where the magnifying lens looks like how it would look if you were making something larger. We've got sleep, where we've got the world down here, and there's a bunch of little cartoon Z's coming off, and we've got a cloud sheep coming out of the cloud here next to it. All right, so we've got ants at a picnic. Okay. And then for a phrase, now this was probably the longest that we would get. It says, "The miserable have no other medicine, only hope." And it's in the pill bottle, so it's kind of heavy, deep towards that. We've got go with the flow, where we've got the cola falling out of the can. We have sour as a lemon. We've got ice, ice baby. We've got stretch your limits, where the word stretch is actually stretched out to show that. We have light up your room. And then we have drippy, to where the letters themselves are actually look like they are dripping. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of paper and you are going to draw a rectangle to where it is probably twice as long as it is tall, because that is the shape of the paper that we are going to be working with. So we're working this way. It can be done horizontally like this, or it can be done vertically like trees is here. So either one works. It just depends on what it is that you're wanting to do, that you want to show. Right? So some things that I've been working with, for examples here, we've got goofy. So the G and the F are the person's ears. The eyes make the O, and then his hand comes out to make the Y over here. Okay, so we're illustrating what it is that we're trying to say. All right, so we've got a bowl of soup, and in the soup of alphabet soup, and in the spoon, it's the letters spell out soup. We got one here where it says tall, and they're buildings, and they're really tall and really skinny. So we're trying to show what we're actually talking about. Okay, so we got one here. It says gone with the wind. It's a tornado ripping apart a house, and all the stuff is up inside of the tornado itself. And then we've got a vacuum cleaner sucking up some dirt that looks like the letters suck. So it's actually doing what it is that we're supposed to be working with. Okay, so one of the things that I've been working with this semester is the phrase "taste the rainbow," like you hear from the Skittles campaign, but we're taking that literally. So we have a person that is holding on to a rainbow and actually taking a bite out of it, and then we have a person kind of holding a bag and kind of throwing the rainbow-shaped candies into their mouth, because they're eating little tiny candies. And I've got a third one here to where it's a bag of rainbows, spelled a little bit differently, just to be for marketing reasons. And we've got a handful of little rainbows coming out of it, like they're going to shove them in their mouth to eat them. Okay, so we want to try and come up with a word. And we talked about this earlier, where you can actually brainstorm. You could use brainstorm, because that's a thing that you could be describing. Have a person's head, have little lightning bolts and some storm clouds over there coming out of their head or over the top of it. So we may come up with a list of things that are descriptive or things that are actions, so that way you can kind of show how those are going to work. And we always do multiple thumbnails, because our first idea isn't always necessarily the best. Sometimes it is. I like this one the best out of these three, but these other two are valid options as well. So it's just a matter of putting your idea down on paper and working it out to see if it's going to work, kind of moving things around to try to get things the way that they need to be. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to draw some thumbnails. Once you get your thumbnails figured out, then we are going to do it on the large piece of paper. Questions?